Hey everyone, in this video, I'm going to bring you and highlight one stock that I think you should avoid in 2024. In fact, it's my number one stock that I think investors should avoid in 2024. And this was rather quick for me to turn the corner on this stock. Formerly, this stock was rated as one of my top stocks to buy in a year. And it went from one of my top stocks to buy in a year to one of my top stocks to sell. Now, why did that happen and how did that happen so quickly? There's one word for that: ChatGPT. ChatGPT almost single handedly changed the business model for this company, the customer value proposition for this company, making it have to make significant changes that I think is going to bring down revenue, bring down profitability, and bring down the ultimate value of this company. So let's take a closer look at what this company is, why ChatGPT hurts it so much, and why I think investors should avoid.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So the company that I'm talking about here that I think investors should avoid is Chegg. Chegg. Chegg is an education technology company that helps primarily college students with their studies. So you could think of what they do as a website where students could go on, and let's say they had a question that they were having difficulty with, like how do I calculate the return on assets? And so Chegg would have subject matter experts where you can ask that question and they would respond with an answer. Okay, so you'd get your answer typically within a couple of hours. More importantly, that question and answer would then become available on the website for any new subscriber to look at. So a new subscriber that comes in that wants that same answer, how do you calculate return on asset? We'll be able to find it already posted because somebody else already asked that question. Okay, so Chegg had built up a database of roughly 100 million of those questions and answers. And you think about a college course, and if you don't already know, I'm a college professor. I've been a college professor for, this is, I think, my fourth year now. I was a college tutor for a couple of years before that. So I've gotten pretty familiar with the study process for students. And so you think of the course, the curriculum, right? It doesn't change all that much. The way to calculate return on asset has been the same for the last 5 years. So once Chegg answers that question, it doesn't need to pay to create that answer again. It doesn't need to pay the subject matter expert again for that content. It's already there. And so that content could serve this generation of college students, the next generation of college students, the next generation, and on and on and on, unto as many generations as there will be, right? But ChatGPT changed all of that. It changed the value of that because now students can just go on to ChatGPT, ask that same question, and get an instantaneous answer in a better format, in a cheaper way, right? You don't have to pay for the free version of ChatGPT, whereas for Chegg, they were charging a monthly subscription fee between $15 and $20 per month. And so now that whole business model is turned upside down. Why would a student want to subscribe to Chegg when they can get those same answers from ChatGPT? And so Chegg has tried to adapt. I saw they're launching their own large language model version of their content and their stuff, but it doesn't look compelling. I don't see a reason why students would want to pay a monthly fee to go to Chegg versus going to ChatGPT. And I know Chegg would argue that their content is more accurate than ChatGPT. Uh, I would be skeptical of that claim unless they can demonstrate studies that show that, because I've heard students say that Chegg is not, it's not 100% accurate, right? They rely on subject matter experts that they outsource to, and they're wrong oftentimes, right? Maybe more often so than ChatGPT is wrong. Now, I don't know that for sure. I don't know which one is more accurate, but I will say that, Chegg's question and answers are not always the most accurate. So they're going to have to change the business model. Now, one way I think they can adapt is to change from a subscription model to an ad supported model where they now offer their proprietary content, their services to students for free, and they have ad supported, and then they sell other items, premium content, maybe professional learning courses, and and change it. But it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be as profitable as it was before. It's not going to be making that same progress, and that's why I say I think Chegg is one stock I want investors to avoid. Let's see so far how it's impacting the business. Already in the 3 months ended September 30th, revenue decreased to 157.8 million, down from 164 million. In the 9 months ended September 30th, revenue is down to 528 million, down from 561 million. The loss from operations worsened significantly to 57.8 million. That was from a loss from operations of 11 million in the same quarter the prior year. And in the 9 months ended September 30th, 2023, they lost 81 million from operations, whereas they were 1.2 million profitable in this metric in the same quarter the prior year. So Chegg is having to work much harder to generate the same amount of revenue that it was generating last year. You can see the cost of revenues jumping considerably from 45.2 to 83.5 million in the same quarter year over year. Sadly, I don't think this is going to turn around. I think it's only going to get worse for Chegg as it adapts to these new conditions. Now, maybe they are successful in adjusting the business model to the new reality, and I will be the first one to say, like, kudos, good job, you did well. But I'm not confident that they will be able to do that. Just as an informal, anecdotal evidence, I'm on campus at the university campus often, and when I see students with the computers open and the laptops open, it's ChatGPT that's open when they're studying. I don't see Chegg open anymore. Whereas, in 2020, early 2022, all I would see on, student laptops would be Chegg, would be the course curriculum, would be maybe Google searches. Now, ChatGPT dominates. It's all over campus. I see so many students using it. And you can see it in Chegg's operating profitability. The company had been doing an excellent job growing its operating profitability as it increased subscribers, as that business model started paying off. You can understand why I was rating Chegg as one of my top stocks to buy around 2020. Look at this phenomenal progress the company was making. It had those, at the time I was recommending it, it had around 70, 80 million pieces of proprietary content that I know students valued tremendously, and I knew that was a competitive advantage. But then came ChatGPT and almost annihilated that competitive advantage. All those proprietary content that I thought was going to be so valuable is now not so much. You're not yet seeing it in Chegg's cash flow from operations, which has dipped slightly to 242 million in the trailing 12 months. I suspect there will be more downtrend going forward. I wouldn't be surprised if this falls closer to 100 million over the next 24 months. I don't know how quickly these cash flow from operations will drop. Students may be supplementing their ChatGPT use with Chegg for now, but after a while they might start to say, well, let me look at my costs and see where I can cut some costs. And that's going to be an area where they cut costs. It's showing up slightly, not as profoundly as I thought it would. I'll show you here their subscription services members. Subscribers have fallen to 4.4 million, down from 4.8 million in the same quarter the prior year. I wouldn't be surprised if this continues to fall downward as well. Finally, you might be tempted with Chegg's cheap valuation. It's trading at a forward price to earnings of 9.75, but I would caution you to avoid this stock. This is one stock I would caution investors to avoid for 2024. Again, I hope I'm wrong. I hope they get things right, and I hope they can turn it around and survive this onslaught from ChatGPT. But as it stands now, I'm not confident in Chegg's future. If you liked the video you just saw and you want to see more just like it, please subscribe to the channel. I can't keep this channel free without the support of viewers like you. And if you're already subscribed, thank you, and I appreciate your support.